Go ahead.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Welcome to 30 Minutes Tuesdays. Today, I'm going to talk about WCRM for communities. So, before we start, a little bit about myself. I'm Salesforce certified application architect, and I have 9 Salesforce certifications. I'm a community speaker, and I love to share knowledge with the community. In the free time, I like to do painting and drawing. You can follow me on Twitter, LinkedIn, my email, and as well, I have a website where I have written a lot of articles about data skews and Einstein as well. So you can follow the blogs there as well. Yeah. So before starting for WCRM for communities, let's first understand about communities a bit. So communities are the websites where we can create websites for users and we can give visually stunning experience to users, which means that we can have websites for dynamic users, like every user logs in, which will have different user experience. Then website communities can help you to generate portals as well. And it's not only websites and portals, it will help you to generate intelligent websites and portal, which means you can personalize the experience for every user, as well as you can have the dynamic experiences. And as well, with websites, portals, and intelligence things, we have an ecosystem which helps you to extend the components and industry solutions. So in communities, we have lightning bolt solutions. By using that, what we can do is we can have pre-built solutions imported to our communities. So we just need to import it and it starts working. So this is a bit about communities. Now let's understand about analytics a bit. So in analytics, what we can do is Salesforce has launched an innovative approach towards analytics, which is called as WCRM. So in WCRM, it is native to your CRM. So in Salesforce itself, we have an analytics tab and analytics studio, where you can generate the insights from your existing data. And it's not only internal data, you can export external data as well. So this is about analytics, and it has AI built in, so, which means that you can generate predictions on your data. You can generate insights from your data. And there is no code required for that. It is everything is out of the box. And then we have complete and connected platform, which means starting from importing the data till the predictions, suggested actions, suggested outcomes, everything you can do. So let's take an example. Suppose you want to predict how many leads are getting converted for this quarter. So what you can do is, based on the previous quarter's leads conversion, you can generate the predictions for future outcomes. So you can see how many leads will be converted for the future quarter, and then you can have a suggested actions. So if a lead is getting converted in a previous quarter, but the chances are only 40%, so what you can do is you can have a predicted outcome. So it will help you to do the suggested actions as well, which means you can follow up with the sales rep, you can follow up with the customers, partners. What is the reason why the lead is not getting converted and why the chance is 40%? So Einstein can help you to generate suggested actions as well. So it is not only the outcome, it will have the suggested actions which will help you to improve the predicted outcomes. So, and then other than that, we have extreme speed and scale, which means in Einstein, when you import the data in analytics, it is not same as Salesforce platform because it has all the queries as index queries and the searches are optimized searches. So the speed at which the data is getting queried in analytics is far better than in Salesforce reports and dashboards. Okay. Now let's understand why we need analytics in communities. So in communities, mainly our communities are used by customer users and the partner users. And many of the partner or customer users might not have access to your Salesforce platform. So what they want to do is they want to follow up with the leads, or they want to see how many cases are getting closed. For that, they need not go to Salesforce org or log into Salesforce org. What they can do is they can access the data directly from the community. And then while accessing the data, they can follow up with the leads as well. It's not only a plain dashboard. The dashboard will be a very interactive dashboard where you can have a sales reps data, you can have the leads data, you can directly go to leads record from there. So it's totally depending on the access you have given to the sales rep. Based on that, they can perform all the actions in the dashboard as well. And the dashboard will be embedded in the community. So partners are able to see all the data in one place without wasting their time looking to the spreadsheets or different systems. And then you can embed the dashboard in communities for partners as well as for community users or for customer users. And then it increases definitely a collaboration between the customers and partners. And then, as I mentioned, the searches and analytics are dynamic and it is indexed, which improves the performance of the queries as compared to the Salesforce reports and dashboards. So even if you have billions of data, the query searching is quite faster than dashboards or reports. And then in analytics, we have applications so that apps can be shared with customers or partner users. And one app has a different dashboard, data set, data flows. So once you share the app, all the data sets, dashboards, everything will be shared with community and partner users. And they will be able to access the data in communities. Okay, so this is high level about what we can do with analytics. So you can discover hidden insights from your data. So how many leads are getting converted or how many opportunities are going to closed one. All those things, it will help you to generate based on your previous data. And then it will help you to see the patterns in your data. Like from last 4 years, how much cases are getting closed on time, how much cases are getting escalated, what is the reason behind that. So all those things, it will analyze on its own by using AI tools, and it will give you the hidden analysis based on your existing data. And then it will help you to generate the insights from your data. And that insights can be displayed on a dashboard as well as on lenses. And then it is a great way to advantage with community users, definitely. And then, as I mentioned, there is no code required for that. So analytics is native to Salesforce CRM. So we have a tab itself in Salesforce org, as well as you can embed to communities. And there is a data discovery as well. So data discovery helps you to generate the stories and discoveries and the deep learning. So here it uses the AI learning and machine tools again, and then predicts future outcomes like deals can be generated, more revenue. Okay, so let's understand a bit about analytics assets so that it will help us to understand how the dashboard got generated. So in analytics, mainly we have data sets, lenses, dashboards, and apps. All together, these are called as analytics assets. So let's understand one by one. Okay, so data sets. Data sets are mainly used to bring the data into analytics. So suppose you want to bring in the data from opportunity object. So what you can do, you can simply create a data set and then select the opportunity object, and it will help you to get the data from opportunity object. So once you have the data, and it's not only one object, you can combine different objects. You can have external data as well, or you can have data from different Salesforce orgs as well. And once you have data in your data set, so this data comes into analytics. Now, all the searches you do on this data set will be queried index searches, optimized queries. And then in this data sets can be used in lenses and dashboards to visualize the data. So data set will have the data with combining two tables or generating data based on your needs. And once you have the data, then you can display the data in dashboards or lenses. And then once the dashboard is a combination of different lenses. So in one dashboard, you can have different lenses as well. And all these analytics assets are saved in app. So one app has dashboard, data sets, data flows, everything. Okay, so this is again this high level of that. So all the data you get in data sets, and then before it comes to data set, it's stored as a connected object between the Salesforce CRM or the external system plus data sets. So we call them as a connected object. And once it comes to data sets, then we have data flows. So the purpose of data flows here is to perform transformations on data. Suppose you want to concatenate two fields, or you want to add on some extra details about the field. I want to concatenate opportunity name with the account name. So all the opportunity names should be concatenated with the account name. So all these kind of transformations on data can be performed in data flows. Or if you want to combine two data sets, that also you can do in data flows. And then once the data flow transformation is completed, you can save the result in a data set, result data set. And then this data set can be displayed in lenses. Also, you can combine multiple lenses and display in a dashboard. Okay, so let's see steps. How can we integrate communities with analytics? So it's very simple. What you have to do is you just need to check this share analytics with communities checkbox. What it does is it helps you to share your analytics with communities. So in setup, you can just enable share analytics with communities. Once this is enabled, we have to make sure that the community user has this permission enabled. So for this, what you can do is you can create a permission set, and that permission set should have this permission enabled. So it helps you to display your community, display your dashboards in community pages. And then once these two are enabled, then you can create your dashboard with any data set you want, and then you can provide the app access to your community or partner users. And then add the dashboard to the community and publish the community. So it's very simple. We can see how we can do it. Okay, so let's take a use case. We have a requirement to show the analytics dashboard in communities for customer or partner users without logging them into Salesforce. So the solution is very simple. We just need to embed the analytics dashboard in communities, but we need to understand how we need to do and what all accesses and licenses are required to make sure that the community and partner users are seeing the dashboard perfectly working with all the data coming in. Okay, so let's go to the Salesforce org. Okay, so this is a community user. I'll just log in as this user. Okay. So this is a sample community, small community which I've created. So if you see here, we have a dashboard. And this is not a normal dashboard. This is Einstein Analytics dashboard. So if you see here, what it is doing is, it is showing you regional sales data for different regions. So this is sum of opportunity amounts for different regions. And if you see, all these dashboards are interactive dashboards. It is connected with each other. So when you select a region, suppose I select a region as Canada, it will show me the opportunity amount for Canada. And then there is a dashboard here. It will show me the sum of rows based on the stages of opportunity. And as I have selected, there is Canada, so it will show me only for Canada. So, and then the next one is here. So this is showing me the sum of amount based on different industries. And that too, it is again aggregated based on the customer and partner user. And all these 4 dashboards are interactive. So whenever you change one dashboard, all the data below the dashboard changes. So suppose I selected these many regions. So if you see, the number of rows and the number of amount for the customer and partner is changing. And then I have added a simple dashboard here as well. So this is a normal dashboard. If you see here, so here also you have the opportunity amount for sales team, and then you have insight. Here you can see the data coming in, but you don't have any connection or interaction with the dashboards. In a similar way, you can have a prediction builder also added here. So let's go to the org and see how it is built. Okay. So let me go to the Salesforce org. Okay, so this is the community. Let's go to the community. So let's click on this. So to add a dashboard component here, in the components, you have 4 components for analytics. So this dashboard component is used mainly to add a simple normal Salesforce dashboard. And then we have analytics dashboard as well. And the component for this is Einstein Analytics dashboard. Then we have Einstein predictions, which will help you to add a prediction. So if you created any prediction by using a prediction builder, you can add the prediction to this community's dashboard, and all the predicted data will be shown here. So you can decide which pages to show, if you want to show the predicted outcome, or if you want to show the suggested actions. So everything you can decide. And then we have a report chart as well. So let's see the dashboards. So here I have selected a dashboard. So once you add this component, you have an option to select which dashboard you want to display. And then you have different settings for each and every dashboard, like header, title, everything. And then similar way, you have a prediction builder to add. So once you add a prediction builder, similarly, it will show you the settings for that. Okay, now let's understand which data set we have used to generate this dashboard. So let's go to Analytics Studio. So this is the Analytics Studio, which you can simply open from App Launcher. And once you come to Analytics Studio, you can go to all items and you can see all the assets here. When I go to data sets, this is the data set which I have used. And let's go to data dashboard first. This is the dashboard which I've used. So let's go to the dashboard. Okay, so what this dashboard is doing. So based on the different regions, it's sorting out the data. So this is just a combination of different dashboards with different charts. So if I edit a dashboard, yeah. So when you create a dashboard, you have an option to add a chart to any dashboard. You can add it from here simply. So this is nothing but a chart, and it is coming from a data set itself. And when you have a charts coming from a same data set, it will become interactive. So based on the change of data in one dashboard, it will change different dashboards accordingly. So suppose if I go to this one, that one is related to that. Okay. So if you see, it's a simple dashboard, so which is created from this data set. And what we are doing is we are just having bars of industries and doing the sum of amount based on the account type. So this is the account type, and based on that, we are doing the sum of amount. It's a dashboard for this data set. Now, this we'll see the another one. This one. Again, this is the dashboard which is used for doing the count of rows based on the stages. And it's again using the same data set. If you want, you can add different data sets as well. So there is no limit on the number of data sets. You can add multiple data sets to a dashboard, and then you can have multiple charts added here. Other than that, we have different options here. So in the dashboard, let me go into the view. Okay. Yeah, so there are few features here. So here we have annotations. Annotations are mainly linked with the charters. So we can link, we can add a charter comments to every dashboard. So this is integrated with Salesforce Charter. Whenever you put a comment on any dashboard, it will be added to user feed. So you can add any user by using add rate. Suppose, yeah. So this is our dashboard, right? Here we have an option. So suppose if a community user wants to see the dashboard in a studio, so they can click on this. It will open the dashboard in an Analytics Studio. Yeah. Now here you have multiple options to do that. So as I mentioned, you have annotations option. So by using this show annotations, you can add the annotations to the dashboard. Here. Suppose this dashboard has data for different regions, right? So if you want to tag the users for different regions, or if you want to tag the users for different community users, so you can share this dashboard with different users by using this annotations option. And then you can follow this dashboard as well, so that if anyone adds a comment or anyone updates anything on this dashboard, you can follow it. Then there's one more option here is conversations. So these conversations are pre-built queries on the data set. So suppose I have this data set, right? Now I want to see, this dashboard is showing me the total sales for different regions. Now I want to see the closed won opportunities for this region. So what I can do is show me the amount by closed date or closed won. As soon as I select this, it will show me a different dashboard by using the sum of amount by closed date. So you need not go and change the dashboard for every filter or every settings. You have predefined actions here. which can be created and which will help you to generate the reports or charts interactively only by community users. They need not come back to Salesforce or to change everything. They can do everything in the community itself. Similarly, we have different options here, and you can type in only the show me, and then it will show you the options. Like if I want to see the average amount, so everything can be done here. So let's go to the PPT back. Yeah. Now let's understand dashboards can be added at which all places. So we can add dashboards to home pages, record pages, and app pages everywhere. And not only communities, you can add the dashboards to Lightning components. You can add the dashboards to Visualforce pages. Also, you can add the dashboards to Salesforce Classic as well. So it can be added to everywhere. And then we can add the dashboard to any apps as well. And then into sites or Visualforce pages, everywhere we can add it. We just need to use the specific tags for everything. And then the main part of this is security. So we need to make sure that the community or partner users are seeing only the data we want to show them, not only the opportunities owned by them. If they want to see the opportunities owned by other partner users also, we need to maintain the security that way. So how can we do that? So the first layer of security here is authentication. So whenever a community user logs into Salesforce, so if they're logging in, first we have to make sure that their authentication is proper, which is similar to any Salesforce community. Once that is done, then we have authorization. So for analytics, we need to make sure that the community user has analytics license. So for that, you can assign analytics permission set to that person and make sure that view analytics permission is enabled in that. And then the asset access. So assets are nothing but the analytics assets, which we have discussed, dashboards, data sets, everything. So we need to make sure that the dashboard you're sharing with the user, the dashboards is in, suppose, a test app. So that app should be shared with the community or partner users to make sure that they'll be able to access the dashboard. So if they can see an app, then they can see everything in it. So now suppose if you have an app which is showing opportunity and accounts data, now you want to make sure that the user sees only the opportunities user owns it. So how to do that? In that way, what you can do is for that, you can make sure that the security predicate is added for that data set. So what's the security predicate? I'll show you. So as I have shown, we have a data sets here. Let's go back to data sets. Yeah. So whenever you have a data set, in data set, when you edit it, you have an option to add a security predicate here. So this security predicates make sure that whatever data we want to show it to the person who is seeing the dashboard, even if it is in community or any other places, this will make sure that the user sees data based on this security predicate. It's a filter which will make sure that the owner's role is same as the current logged in user's role. The record owner's role should be same as this, or the owner ID should be same as user ID, which means the user will be able to see only the records he owns it. And then account.owner ID is equals to user ID. So any of these is true, then only the user will see it. So it will show you the dynamic data based on different community users and partner users. So by this way, you can make sure that the right data is visible to right users. So this is the major part of communities and analytics. We need to make sure all these layers are clearly maintained and the security predicates are clearly added. Now, a little bit about the analytics users. So in analytics, we have two types of users, integration users and security users. And both the users have different purpose. So integration users are mainly used to integrate with analytics, as the name suggests. So when you bring in the data from analytics, we use the data flows. So once you have the data set and then you use the data flows for transformations, and when you run the data flow to get the data, so an integration user is used to get the data into analytics. But if you're adding a security predicate and you're adding an additional layer of security to the integration, which means I'm getting the opportunity data, but making sure that the user sees only the opportunity he owns. So for users filters, we use the security user. So you need to make sure that the security user's profile should have access to all the required user objects fields. Otherwise, the predicate is not going to work. So we need to make sure this thing clearly that the data which you are going to bring in into analytics, the integration user should have access to those objects, and security user should have access to user objects, fields, and data. Now, these are the CRM licenses for communities. So other than the community licenses, we need to make sure that the user has CRM licenses. And we have two types of CRM licenses, growth license and plus license. Growth licenses are mainly used to view the dashboards, apps in communities or in Analytics Studio. But the plus licenses are used to manage, to edit the dashboards. And these both licenses will have two permission sets. And the permission set should have this permission enabled, which will make sure that the user is able to see the data in community pages. Yeah. There are a few limitations about Tableau CRM. So I would just want to highlight that data within the dataset is not modified for localization and internationalization, which means the data is same for all the users based on the filters you add, but it will not change based on the user's locale. And then it's available for community and partner users, but it's not supported for guest users. And then field level security for external data. So as I mentioned, field level security is maintained by Salesforce users. So if you export any external data, suppose from a CSV or from any connection or from some other org, so for that case, the field level security is not maintained. So if there are two users seeing the same data, seeing the data set, they'll see the same data if the data set is getting the data from external systems. Because in this way, Salesforce does not have any way to control the security. So that we have to make sure. And then site users can't access the WCRM homepage or create page. We need to make sure they are community or partner users. And these two features we have discussed, annotations and conversations. So annotations are available in WCRM dashboards, and it is integrated with Chatter. So you can add any comment, everything, and you can follow the dashboards, and it will be directly posted to users Chatter. Then we have conversational queries. Users can ask questions to Drive. So based on that, they can generate dashboards by queries itself. They need not change the dashboard data. So it will definitely help to generate business insights to our partners, customers, and employees using Experience Cloud. So I think that's it from my end.
Great. Thank you, Sonali. Team, if you have any questions, you can go ahead and ask it on chat or unmute yourself and ask as well. Okay, I guess there are no more questions. Thank you very much, Sonali, for this great presentation.
Thank you, Shibu. Thank you, everyone.